listeners, welcome to another great podcast session. I'm Shivani Muthyala. The demand for low code development platforms is increasing day by day. This is because these platforms help in reducing the amount of traditional hand coding by enabling accelerated delivery of business applications. So while talking about low code SaaS platforms, they provide standardization of certain things, such as whether it be formatting or approach or many more, making the whole process more fluid and flexible. And when we talk about logistics, that is another key industry that has been tremendously growing over the years. So to elaborate more on logistics low code SaaS platforms, we have Dhruv Agarwal, who is a co-founder of Shipsy. So let's welcome our speaker for the day. Hi Dhruv, how are you doing?
Hi, Shivani. Great to be here. I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good too. Thank you so much. And pleasure having you here today on Analytics Insight podcast.
Thank
So,
you.
first of all, could you tell our listeners what Shipsy is all about?
So Shipsy is an AI-powered low-code platform which empowers global businesses to optimize, automate, track, and simplify end-to-end logistics and supply chain operations. So it's a technology platform. We are a SaaS platform, which is very simple to adopt. Uh, and we work with logistics companies and supply chain companies globally.
Great. Since our listeners are now familiar with Shipsy, could you tell us more about, what are its specializations and unique services that the company is offering?
Sure. So at Shipsy, we are empowering enterprises and logistics providers to optimize and digitize their delivery operations, as well as enhance their cross-portal logistic processes. In this currently, a lot of global businesses are using Shipsy to drive, excellence across their operations. To name some of the examples, things like freight procurement, shipment tracking, route optimization, the operations planning, first and last mile delivery operations, dealing with third party logistics providers, managing them from a single window. These are some of the examples where currently, we help our customers. We are empowering across various industries as well. So, be it manufacturing, retail, courier express, or currently in boom hyper-local delivery networks like grocery deliveries, food deliveries, pharmacy deliveries, and so on. And the good thing is that all the data, while we help organizations automate a lot of their workflows to monitor their workflows, all of the data comes into a whole digital control tower, which helps customers drive real-time decision making.
Amazing, good to hear about Shipsy specializations and services. That really sounds amazing. So, as a co-founder of the company, what are your active contributions and responsibilities, in the company's journey until now?
Right. So I primarily look after the global operations of Shipsy with the focus on building the world-class product and ensuring that our customers are successful and they have world-class support. At Shipsy, we are enabling organizations to build resilient supply chains, uh, address millions of dollars of inefficiencies, and provide delightful customer experiences. We help them automate the core operations and be ready to absorb any sort of disruptions and changes. We have seen the whole COVID bring a lot of changes. So, as a technology platform, we really enable our partners to be ready and to adapt such changes. Our AI capabilities empower businesses to make data driven decision making at scale, enabling at every level, and be able to predict what can happen, what can go wrong, right? And help them prevent those things before go wrong. And we believe in a partnership model, so we don't think of ourselves as a software vendor or software provider. We think of ourselves as technology partners, and we work very closely with our customers, guiding them on certain aspects of their business strategy, their business roadmap. How can they leverage new age technologies? Not just throwing around buzzword, but actually how to leverage technologies like blockchain, IoT, AI in their day-to-day operations and improve their end customer experience, because that is what matters eventually.
Amazing. I know as you just spoke about, Shipsy being a technology driven company. So how is it leveraging new trends? As you also mentioned about artificial intelligence, how is it also using big data or cloud or analytics, at the same time adding value to its clients?
So traditionally, logistics industry has been laggard in terms of technology adoption. So there's a lot there. We have seen a lot of scope for automation, a lot of scope for improvement, and AI really helps over there. Some of the examples are, automated route planning, how to automatically geocode the addresses in India. Same address people can write in 10 different ways, right? Uh, and to do any sort of automation, you need to have an accurate geocode, the location on the map. Our AI engine processes these sexual addresses, cleans them up, and gives a clean address which can be accurately geocoded, and then it can be used for further automation or route planning. We have AI driving complete automatic dispatching and task allocation to workforce based on their specialization, based on their performance, and so on. We are able to provide accurate ETAs of deliveries of containers reaching to the port, and help businesses plan in advance. If something is not going to reach on time, how can I plan in advance to make sure my commitments to my customers don't get affected? Some of the very interesting use cases that AI has been able to help drivers or the workforce to improve their performance as well. Traditionally, in this industry, a lot of these field workforce people, their job has not been given enough, I would say, focus on the quality of the job and how to improve their performance. So it becomes like a non-aspirational kind of a job. But if you think about it in this day and age when the touch point to the customers is the person who's actually delivering the goods. So it's very, very important to make sure that the experience that they are providing to your end customers is the best. So with the help of AI, we're monitoring their behavior, their activity, and we're able to give them specific insights or suggestions on how to improve, and give them kind of feedback as well. There's a scoring, there's a report card that we're able to provide to them, which is a first in the industry. All the blue For all the blue collar workforce to have this kind of a very transparent reporting and performance monitoring is something that people have not seen before, and it's showing great results. Now the delivery workforce is improving day on day. They get trained without human intervention, and they improve the performance by the AI suggesting them what they should do better. We're able to also help identify which customers are going to get affected with certain delays that might happen, and which are the customers that have had some bad experiences before. So how can you prioritize to make sure the customers stay with you? So as well as the lot of fraud detection the AI is able to do. You might have experienced yourself sometimes, deliveries coming to your doorstep and somebody saying you're sitting at your home, but somebody saying, oh, you were not there, I couldn't deliver. Right. So such events happen in logistics. And if the AI can really help, and it's really helping our customers improve the end customer experience, identify such problems as they happen in the real time. Right. Now, if we talk about cloud, so being a SaaS provider, we've been cloud first, and our customers have seen immense benefits of being able to scale rapidly. It does not have the constraints of a fixed cost or of a constraint of a fixed hardware. You can scale up and down as you need, so it becomes cost effective. It has very high availability because there are inbuilt redundancies, and it's managed by global leaders. So the availability of your infrastructure remains higher, so your customers can always access your services. As well as we provide the state of the art security to our whole cloud infrastructure, which really helps ensure in this day and age that the customer data is secure. On top of that, with cloud in this API age, our customers are able to exchange information, connect with their entire ecosystem of customers, partners, vendors through APIs, and exchange information in a resilient real-time manner. So, and on top of this, if we talk about the whole analytics, how we're able to help our customer not just look at some of the insights or the reports but actually use analytics to drive their day-to-day decision making, embedding analytics as part of their workflows. So these are some of the ways we are seeing a lot of value generation with some of our customers.
Happy to know how Shipsy is actually contributing to the growth of new technologies, whether it be artificial intelligence or cloud or analytics. Also it is very interesting to know how Shipsy is actually using new technologies to improve the workforce performance, or whether it be monitoring or identifying fraud detections, or many more. And at the same time, it is also adding value to the workforce as well as for the clients. Very interesting. So as we are already talking about artificial intelligence, in the same context, how do you think logistic industry is bracing for a different type of disruption through AI?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, we've seen a lot of change in the way customers are behaving now with when you compare it to 10 years back. The way we used to shop has completely changed. The customer expectations have changed. The markets are much more volatile. If you look at the freight markets, and the business needs are also therefore changing. The supply chains are more dynamic than ever before as well. So, with all of these things being so agile, AI is really helping businesses to do things in a technology first way. With with this whole pandemic as well, the way goods are moving has changed. The kind of goods that are moving has changed. So there's a good opportunity for players to adopt, to be there and grab that business or grab this business opportunity. And you can only do if you're tech enabled, because you have to be a system driven operating company. If it works in a manual manner, then you rely on the people's expertise, which does not really help you when this whole dynamics are changing so fast, right? So that is where AI is really helping uh, drive a lot of these decision making in a dynamic way. If something is not, if some particular let's say region is closed because of some restrictions, then how can you reroute your deliveries and still manage to deliver to your customers on time? So small things like these and embedding intelligent systems built on AI is really helping the industry to be more agile. And we have seen unprecedented adoption of technology. People are way more open now than they were open 5 years ago to adopt technologies in their day-to-day workflows.
Thanks, Dhruv, for explaining, how AI can actually help in, logistic companies to pick up in the business. And as you also rightly pointed out about the market volatility, very rightly said, as the market now is, much more different when compared to the
Yeah.
years back. So thanks for explaining on that front, and how logistic startups are using, AI and big data to create a flexible, at the same time adaptable delivery services, as you just spoke about.
Right. So, I mean, if you look at it, what do people want? What do the customers want in this day and age? Customers want faster delivery and predictable delivery, right? So, for faster, you need to be able to monitor operations at scale, and to have a system which can proactively tell you this might go wrong, or this is going wrong, and correct it, right? Which cannot be done manually. So, you need something that works at scale. That's where big data and AI comes in. And to be able to more predictable, you need to have very accurate ETAs for your end customers, uh, so that you can, even if something is getting delayed, you can inform them in advance and make sure the customer experience isn't hampered. So that's again where the AI helps you understand what is the current ETA for a particular delivery, and you keep the customer informed of all of these changes in a real time manner. So that's where the whole AI comes in, and to scale this whole process, you need to have systems that can support that level of scale. So that's where big data comes in as well.
Perfect. Since we also talked about pandemic in the front lines, so pandemic has hit almost all the industries, right? So some have sustained and some have not. So what do you think? The pandemic has affected the logistics, or whether it actually accelerated the growth of AI driven logistic industries? What do you think?
So if when at the start of the pandemic, there was a lot of uncertainty about uh, how things are going to unravel. While it was always evident the logistics as an industry needs to work, because that's like the backbone of the economy. So goods need to move. So logistics will have to function. However, with this whole work from home and the whole environment of people staying indoors, more and more home delivery started to happen when things started to open up a bit, which meant that you need to have technology, because the technology that you need to deliver to your customers at home in a cost effective manner is very different from the technology you need to deliver to a retail outlet, right? So that's where it really we have seen a lot of traditional companies as well as new age companies uh, starting to look out for technology, and it's definitely accelerated the growth of logistics tech related startups in the country and globally as well.
Amazing. And happy to hear that pandemic has actually accelerated AI driven logistic industry. So what are the factors that are helping further optimization in this particular logistic industry in the post pandemic setting?
So, like I mentioned, the demand for online deliveries is at an all-time high, uh, and to capitalize on this demand, businesses really need to optimize their core logistics processes. Be it like routing, scheduling, dispatching, working with their third-party vendors, task allocation, even trade, procurement, and so on. Right. So there are a lot of these variables which are way more dynamic than before, and these are some of the things which are basically driving the whole optimization of a lot of these large scale operations uh, to deliver the experiences that are required in this day and age.
In the same context, how did Shipsy accelerate its business during the pandemic? Could you also tell us about that?
Right. So I mean, we've seen great adoption of our platform, uh, on especially on the retail segment, on the on-demand deliveries that are happening in a hyper-local environment. Uh, so that's been like a big change, I would say, the biggest in terms of our product or the kind of customers that started, uh, and with this whole virtual meetings setup. So for a startup like us, for a technology first company, which may not be present physically everywhere globally, so people are way more open now to adopt technology through a virtual interaction. So that has also helped us, onboard customers faster.
So, how do you see the future of the company, in the next coming 5 years or 10 years down the line?
I mean, we see ourselves to be the preferred logistics technology partner globally, and our goal is to have every shipment, every container, parcel movement managed on Shipsy, to become the global network where the global trade, the global commerce is managed.
Wishing the best for Shipsy to become a global logistic firm. So, and what advice would you like to give to the emerging and budding leaders who are wanting to step into this space?
Right. I mean, so one of the learnings for us has been the way to look at the whole, uh, the whole intersection of AI, logistics, or even let's say analytics, is to move away from things like reports and big kind of chart dashboard, and move towards more decision making or real time analytics. Things like system driven exceptions, alerts, which help in actually solving the problem, right? And moving towards more real time rather than a post facto kind of analysis. And also adopting AI to automate and even assist the humans to make a lot of decisions and to automate some of the business processes as well. Things like OCR or text processing, even speech processing. These technologies are really helping uh, our customers to process addresses, documents, or even call logs at scale, as well as trying to make the whole analytics part of the whole workflows. By that I mean how to embed that into the day-to-day work. For example, if let's say I'm a dispatch planner or I'm an operations manager, how can I see the relevant insights related to current traffic or weather or congestion or let's say resource availability when I'm planning the deliveries for a day. So really making it useful for users at every level, starting from the ground level till the management level, because typically we have seen uh, the analytics has been spoken of at the very high levels only, not at the ground level. So we believe that it should be made available to everyone and should help everyone in their day-to-day operations.
This is truly insightful and going to benefit all our listeners too. Thank you so much, Dhruv. It was pleasure talking to you and learning about Shipsy and wanting to see even more innovative services coming up from your end.
Thank you, Shivani. It was great chatting with you.
Great. So with this, we wind up our podcast for today. Stay tuned to Analytics Insight for more such interesting podcasts.